up? What up? What up? What up? What up? How you doing? It's your boy Comic Chat, and I'm here with another review, full spoiler. If you haven't watched this, then you might not want to watch this. I'm going to start off very generic. I'm not going to get into it because everybody that hasn't watched it, I don't want to spoil it from them if they intend on watching it. I'm going to come from the point of view of a comic book fan, not a DC or Marvel fan, because I like both of them. Some DC movies I like, some Marvel movies I like, some Marvel movies are crapola, some DC movies are crapola. And there's a lot of people talking about this movie was going to be crap because of all the reshoots, or because it was not going to connect, because James Gunn is now the CEO of this particular brand, this particular company, and now he's going in a different direction, and Aquaman is probably going to be obsolete. Having said that, truth be told, I had a little bit of reservations. I was like, man, I don't know whether I want to see this or not. But I went to see it. And the first thing I'm going to say is that after every time I walk out the theater, the first thing I ask myself is, did I feel like I waste my money? It was $11 for me last night to go watch this movie. And when I walked in there was only 6 people, counting myself. I think it maybe elevated up to maybe 12, 15. I'm not sure, because there seemed to be a lot more people when we went out the movie than when I first came in and sat down and found my seat. First of all, I'm going to say this movie is not bad. I went in with very low expectations, but I went in from the point of view that, look, I'm going to try to enjoy this movie because it's a comic book movie. I've seen Aquaman. I've seen Jason Momoa's version of Aquaman, and it's a little bit different than what we've seen in the comic book. But the first Aquaman wasn't bad to me. I thought visually it was on point, and so I had the same expectations as far as visually on this. The story is very simple. Black Manta has been, I think, 5 years, if I'm not mistaken, he's sitting there, and he's just been brewing and mad and trying to find a way where he can get back, seek revenge on Aquaman, and he's been sitting trying to find different things, trying to find different power sources, trying to find something to kind of even the scales with Aquaman, because he's no match for him physically. And so he's just been scouring the seas and the earth and stuff, trying to find something, and he was able to finally find something. Before I get too much into the story, I just want to say that if I had to, I'm going to tell you my ranking. If I had to rate this from 1 being crap, 10 being awesome, I would give this movie 6.5 to a 7. 6.5 to a 7. Why I didn't give it any higher, because there were a lot of jokes in this movie. A lot of jokes, a lot of jokes that to me didn't hit. It was a bit too jokey. I think Jason Momoa was just a little jokey in certain parts of it. And to me, it was kind of off-throwing, because he was more like Barney Fife as far as the silly jokes and stuff. And then his brother Orm was more like Andy Griffith, more serious with it. But they kind of played off each other. Like I said, if I'm ranking it from 1 to 10, 1 being crap, 10 being awesome, I'm gonna give this movie a 6.5 to a 7. I definitely don't think if you go and see it, that it's a waste of time, waste of money. It's probably not going to go any. It's not going anywhere as far as connectivity from what we heard from James Gunn, because, like I said, he's going in a different direction. Not even using these characters that's already been established. I don't know why, because as we know, this Aquaman, the first Aquaman, was the only movie WB made that even made $1 billion. I think in the right climate, this movie will make $1 billion. I definitely think it's going to do better than the Marvels. I think it's a better movie than the Marvels. I don't know how much money they spent on the reshoots. I don't know how much the budget was. I didn't look that up, but I know it was 2 hours and 4 minutes. That was the runtime, 2 hours and 4 minutes. And if a movie is good and it captures my attention, then the time really don't matter. But if a movie is bad and it's dragging and you like constantly looking at your watch, you'd be like, oh. Phil said, you got jokes, so I'm glad you do it. Man, you talking about how this man want to send me a link to the stream he let for his own show. Fatal J, man, if y'all haven't watched his channel, man, he does awesome stuff, man. His content is good, man. He's very entertaining. So if you haven't checked Fatal J's channel out, go ahead and give him a shout. The brother has some good material, man. I learned a lot from him. Appreciate the super chat too, bro. Thank you. $2 super chat. $2 super chat from Fatal J. Thank you. I know some people say that, man, Danny, your take on movies is questionable. Well, that's your opinion. But I'm gonna like what I like. Same way you're gonna like what you like. Some people like certain things. Some people don't like certain things. I like comic book movies. I've grown up with this since I can remember. since age of 12 till now I'm 53, and I enjoy comic book movies. I always root for them, no matter what side it is, whether it's DCU, whether it's Marvel, whether it's anywhere else. If it's a comic book movie, I'm always rooting for it because it's one thing to see it and read it and then imagine it in your head, but it's another thing to see it on the big screen. And when they do it right, it is a wonderful thing because we see some of the early movies and the technology that they have and the way they can shoot movies and the way they do things just wasn't able to really capture some of the superpowers that we see. But these movies now, the technology is catching up. Fatal J says, this movie better than the first. I like some aspects of it better than the first. Um, if it's better, I'm gonna say slightly better. Um, it's not gonna make $1 billion. It's just not because of the climate we're in now. Um, People just not gonna support it. I don't think. Like I said yesterday, I was one of six when it started. I think when it ended, maybe 15 people was in there. They must have came in after the lights went down. But I enjoyed the movie. And that's all I really care about, whether I enjoy it, whether I like it. I don't think all these movies have to connect. Marvel kind of spoiled us because the movies started connecting and making sense, and the end scene credits connected one movie to the next movie and one movie to the next movie, and it started making sense. Um, the first Iron Man movie then connected to the next movie, and so on and so forth. And the phases connected. Now they're kind of disjointed now because Phase 4 was like the weakest out of the four phases. Phase 5, I think, is starting this year. I'm not sure how strong it's going to be. COVID kind of had an impact on it too. But to get back to this movie, I really enjoyed the movie. Like I said, one of the first things that I always ask myself when I walk out of one of these movies is, did I feel like I waste my money? I did not feel like I waste my $11 going to see this. And I would go see it again. If my grandson said he wanted to go see it, I would go see it. If my daughter said she wanted to go see it, I would definitely go see it. Yeah, 15, that was opening night. That's pretty bad. Yep. Well, that wasn't opening night. That was last night. I think Thursday night was opening night here. Friday, I'm not, like I said, I didn't go by the theater, but yeah, last night was Saturday. Yeah, it was 15, but I went at a late show. I went at the 7 o'clock show. And they've been showing movies all day, so I don't know how the other theaters look. Cause I think they started at 1 o'clock. They had 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3, 4, every hour they had it. So I don't know how many people went previous, but at the 7 o'clock hour when I went, it was only like 15 people total. Basically, this movie is about what's up, Intelligent Psycho. He said, "What goes on, Danny?" Saw Aquaman, The Lost Kingdom last night. Did you like it? I didn't think the movie was terrible. I know a lot of people saying it's terrible. A lot of people I don't know why it is now, but they want to destroy the movie going experience just because on past things. Yeah, sometimes when you want to predict the future, you look at the past and see what trends have been back there. But you can't always say that with movies. I always want to give a movie a chance. And just like this movie, just like the last MCU movie, The Marvels, just because it didn't make that much money, because we have grown accustomed to Marvel making this $500 million plus movie every time they make it. This movie here barely made $200 million of Marvels, but just because a movie doesn't make a lot of money doesn't mean it's a bad movie. All it means is that people didn't support it. The same way some people say Black Panther 2 was trash and garbage and all this kind of stuff, but it almost made $1 billion. It was like $850 million. That's $150 million from $1 billion. So just because you think the movie was bad, it may overperform. But if you use that same knowledge, just because the movie didn't make a lot of money, doesn't mean that it's bad. Just because the movie underperformed doesn't mean that it's a bad movie. It just means that maybe it wasn't somebody's particular cup of tea. And then Marvel, and then believe it or not, this YouTube platform, a lot of people watches this stuff, and a lot of things that we say, some YouTubers, these big channels, their words have power. The Bible says there is life and death in the tongue. And that is true. There is life and death in people that don't watch it, people that aren't nerds, people that don't follow and connect the dots and stuff. They hear somebody on the channel say something, automatically take that person's particular point of view without actually seeing the things for themselves. And I don't do that. If it's something that I like, I'm going to say that I like. If it's something that I don't, I'm going to say I don't. There's certain parts of it I'm going to say I do, and something I don't. There were times I used to be like, maybe I'm off. But I'm not off. I'm Danny. And if I like it, I'm going to like it. And if people don't like it, then that's just their issue. Intelligent Psycho says the movie is solid. Pretty much enjoyed the storyline, back and forth bickering. and banner between Aquaman, Arthur Curry, and his brother Ocean Master. I really like that too. Fatal said, I don't think so. I think people want great stories. These comic movies are the same. So if we've seen before, nothing is moving the needle. There's some aspects I will agree it's not moving the needle, but there have been some things fatal, and I will give you an example. We've seen the same thing over and over. We've seen the same characters being redone. This multiverse is messing everything up. Because now we're seeing Iron Man. We're seeing this. We're seeing that. They're bringing back this. We bring back this. They got new characters, and people are complaining about it. Is that the people don't like it, and you do stand on that. I like Quantumanium. A lot of people think it's trash, but I like it. Hey, I'm with you, brother, 100%. And like I was saying, to continue my thought, some people are saying we're seeing the same thing over and over and over again. We're seeing the same this. We're seeing the same that. When they give us new characters and new stories, people automatically say it was trash. One thing I'm going to give you, or two examples I'm going to give you. When we saw the Craven movie, the Craven trailer, I heard so many people, oh, trash. It's a radioactive line. It's that, blah, 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 blah. This is going to be this, going to be that. Okay, they're giving us something different. In the comic book, what I saw, and when I saw him on, first time I saw him on cartoons was Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends. He had some kind of magical jungle potion that he drank, and it gave him all his powers and stuff. In the comic books, I think it's the same thing. I don't know. But in this right here, it seems like he's been bitten and mauled by a lion. I don't know whether the lion got any kind of radioactive powers or some kind of spiritual powers. I don't know how the lion transferred his powers into Kraven. I don't know. We don't know that yet. But people are automatically saying it's trash. Oh, it's this, it's that, it's blah, 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 blah. You ain't got to see it yet. Now, after you've seen it, then you can say it's trash, garbage, caca, whatever descriptive word you want to use. Then I'm with you 100%. Now, second thing, we saw this Madam Web. We don't know how Madam Web is going to be. When I saw the trailer, I didn't hate the trailer. Some people saying it's garbage. It looks like this. It looks like that. We haven't even seen the movie yet. Yeah, she started off young. This is an origin story of a brand new character we have never seen. And I know what people are going to say. Well, Danny, we didn't ask for this. Well, last time I checked, nobody asked for Iron Man. Nobody asked for the MCU. They took a chance on that. They rolled the dice. Jon Favreau, Kevin Feige, they rolled the dice. They put something together. They were comic book fans. They made Iron Man, and it stuck. It went. And they started building on that and building on that. And they made 3 terrific seasons, 3 terrific stages of it. They're dropping the ball on the 4th one, but I hope that the 5th phase will pick up. The first 3 stages were fantastic. The storytelling was fantastic. The connectivity, the connective tissue was fantastic. But like I said earlier in the earlier video, Michael Jackson made Thriller. It is hard to recreate Thriller. Prince made Purple Rain. It's hard to create Purple Rain. When you've done something and it's reached the pinnacle, the top of its success, I mean, it is peaking on, and it's firing on all cylinders. It's hard to recreate that. So maybe Marvel now is taking time. They're taking a step back, I hope, taking a deep breath and say, okay, we got to get back to the basics. We can't get too funky. We can't stop just drinking our own Kool-Aid. We got to get back. We got to listen to the fans. We got to see what they want. You got to start making things make sense. So I believe in numbers. Fatal J, what's up? Fatal J, pretty good. Hey, what's up, man? Kraven is a great villain, but you can't make a solo movie for him without Spider-Man. What's up, Intelligence? You have the right to give everything a try, brother, but people also have the right not to like every trailer as well. That makes what mankind great real different. Hey, no, I'm not saying it's all that you don't like it, but I'm saying you look at a trailer and don't like the trailer and automatically say that the movie is going to be trash or crap. That's what I'm saying. If you look at something, you don't like it, it's not your cup of tea, you have 1,000% right to not go see it and pay your money. That's why I said on one of my shorts that I don't agree with the way the verdict of Jonathan Majors. I don't believe that Marvel should have dropped him like to do. And I know people say it's a business thing and he's guilty, but yes, he was found guilty. But if you look at the crime, if you break down the crime and look at what it was nothing intentional. It was nothing that had any kind of malice. It was nothing that had any kind of forethought. It was all reactive. All something that we all have done. Somebody, if a mosquito bites you, it's reactionary to slap it. Or if somebody hits you, it's reactionary to try and dodge and duck. Or if you see a lot of people running, it's reactionary to start running too. It was a reaction. It was nothing that he intent. They cannot prove intent. I don't care what anybody says. They cannot prove intent. And if the same way I could look at that and break it down, watch all the video, read what the law says and the explanation of the laws, Disney could have done that same thing. They could have put out a press release to say that same thing and stood by them. I just don't think it was right. I don't think it was fair. And for the foreseeable future, I'm not going to spend any of my money watching Disney. I'm not watching MCU movies. Now, like I said, the exception to me, I'll say it again, but I said it on Anzo's feet, and I'll say it now. If they make a Black Panther 3, that's going to be the exception to the rule, because I'm going to support that. That's just one of my favorite movies, one of my favorite characters. I'm going to support that. But other than other stuff, I'm not really all that crazy about, and I can wait till it gets to Disney Plus. But to go in to spend my $11 like I did last night to watch the movie, I'm just not going to do it at this particular time. When my mind change, it may possibly will, but right now, that's the way I feel. I'm going to support Jonathan Majors in that way. And I know my $11 is not going to affect the bottom line of Disney one iota. I understand that. But for me, that's just the only thing that I can do to show solidarity that with Mr. Jonathan Majors. Hey, man, I'm on your side. I think it was a bad rap, and that's all that I can do. First, yeah, right to try it, but oh yeah. Cole Turner, do you think there are any concerns these box office results will continue this way, even after DCU ends and the DCU starts, with any general audiences seeing things and don't know everything we do? That's a very good question. I think yesterday on Chill Channel, someone was talking about you gotta in everything you have to show a product that's going to appeal to the geeks like us and the people that follow this kind of stuff, and also to the normies. You're going to have to find a happy medium of the trailer to do that. Some things are going to piss off the casual viewer. Some things are going to piss off the geeks like us. But we just have to realize that from day one, Kevin Feige and the people that do these movies have cherry-picked certain storylines. It's not going to be the same thing we read in the comic. There can be certain aspects of it, but certain aspects of it are going to be different. And I don't have a problem with that. I personally have a problem with gender swapping. I don't have a problem with race swapping if it's done right. And I'll give you prime examples. In the Daredevil movie, Wilson Fisk, a.k.a. the Kingpin, is white in the comic books, but they made Michael Clark Duncan. I thought he killed it because he had the stature, the size, the voice. He was menacing just like Wilson Fisk in the comic books. So I didn't have a problem with that. Also, if you watch Doctor Strange, you know that the Ancient One was a older ancient Chinese guy. But in the movie that we saw, Doctor Strange, was a female. I thought she killed it. I didn't have a problem with it. The way they presented, the way she looked, and what she did, I thought she carried the movie very well. So I didn't have a problem with it. So I think some things, some particular characters and some particular storylines, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Now, it got to be like a primary, a character that if we seen like this, like for instance, to me, it just would not make sense to see a white actor play Black Panther. It wouldn't make sense. I know there's a storyline where there's one in there, but he's really not over Wakanda. He's kind of like in the civilian world. He's kind of taking on that mantle, but he doesn't have any of the powers of T'Challa. So to see someone like that playing a particular character, I don't know. I don't know if that would make sense. To see a black person play Clark Kent, I don't know. Could they do it? Maybe in a different. If they say it's in a different universe, I don't know. I know there are iterations of the Black Superman. I can't think of the man's name that plays him. He's a black version of Superman. I don't know. Maybe that could, but I don't really have an issue with that if it's done well. If it's done in a way that they can explain and it makes sense. But correct me if I'm wrong. Bad box office. Aquaman 2 was terrible. Who said that? Who said Aquaman 2 was terrible? Whoa. That was a mistake, Fatal. How do I fix that? How do I fix that? That was not intentional. Can anybody tell me how I fix that? Because I did not mean to banish Fatal. Fatal, if you can hear me, bro, that was that I don't know why I did that. That is not intentional. How did I do that? If Fatal, that was not intentional, bro. I don't know what happened with that. If I don't think you can fix it, if you time him out, it won't bring back the comments on until him. If you had him by accident, then if you hit him by accident through though, then you can unhide him. I don't know why I meant to do how that hit that. That was not intentional. I'm trying to reach him because Fatal, where you at, bruh? Unintentional. Fatal. How did I do that, bro? I anybody can give me? I'm not trying to hide Fatal at all. Y'all give me a minute. I'm trying to get Fatal back on here because I did that by accident. I did not mean to do that. Trying to see how I can fix that. Okay, now. I did not mean to time him out at all. Okay. He said I got. This, I guess he was gonna wait the time up, but I did not mean to do that. That was an accident. I would never time him out, man. Um, Cole said, "Y'all, the only way I see a white person playing Black Panther is one off film where T'Challa goes missing, gets hurt. He takes on the mountain temporarily. Maybe he grew up training there. Yeah, I don't think they can fix it big time, but it won't bring back the comments or anything. You know, if you hear him by accident, though, you can unhide him. Yeah, I don't know what that was. I was just clicking like a fool. But yeah. Get back to this. Aquaman. The runtime was 2 hours and 4 minutes. I gave this movie a 6.5 to a 7. It starred him, Amber Heard, Jason Momoa, Amber Heard, Patrick Wilson as Ocean Master, and his brother Orm. Um, Black Manta was played, I can't think of the name, Yahoo Abdul Mateen the second. Nicole Kidman was Aquaman's mother. Dolph Lundgren was Amber Heard's father, one of the kings. Tamura Morrison. Ooh, sorry, Fatal Man. I did not mean to do that, man. I did not mean to do that. I apologize. Randall Darrell was in there, and Martin Short. I think he played the Crab King, Martin Short, whatever. But this movie was basically um, the armor that Aquaman got from that king in the first one. His brother. People don't want this movie largely because of Amber Heard. She was only in there for 20 minutes. 20 minutes, and she didn't have a big part in it, but 20 minutes. It wasn't bad. At the end, I'm on stay on point. The movie is basically about him and his brother reconciling. I forgot Dolph Lundgren and Willem Dafoe were in the second. Willem Dafoe wasn't in the second. They don't keep your people here. Yeah, they do. But his brother was put in a prison somewhere like in the desert, and he says he couldn't have water. Man, he drew up. He was so skinny, man. He like a skeleton, and the only way they could figure out where Black Manta was the Aquaman had to break his brother out of prison, but he had to do it without the council, because there was a council in Atlantis that governed the king, kind of like Leonidas had to answer those people in the 300. He had to answer those people too. He just couldn't do things himself. He had a board he had to listen to, and they did not want Orm, his brother, the Ocean Master, free because he betrayed Atlantis. The Aquaman people put them in desert so they won't use their powers. So they had him in this desert, man, with these things look like skeleton warriors and stuff, and they was guarding him, and they just gave him just enough water so he wouldn't die. But this man, Amber Heard's daddy, Mira, gave him some kind of special armor that could be invisible. And so he went, they dropped him off to the place in the desert, and he broke into the prison, and he had this crazy octopus, but the octopus was like psychic or something because they couldn't do any things over the radio because they didn't want people to hear what they were doing. So they sent this octopus with Aquaman, but the octopus had some kind of psychic powers. So it would go back and tell the people what would happen and telepathically or some kind of way. So they went there, and Aquaman had the suit that was invisible. He could hit the suit and it would make him blend in, and he took out all the guards and stuff, and he went to the prison, and he broke Orm out. But at first, Orm didn't want to do it. He was like, what are you doing this for? If you do this and they find out Atlantis will be at war, he said, nobody's going to know because they ain't going to see me. And so they kind of went back and forth. Orm was supposed to be a big role in Snyder Cut 2. Lex Luthor was going to be the one to break him out of that desert prison. That would have been fire. But anyway, they broke him out. And when they got up, they used these kind of crazy ass horses. It looked kind of like that thing that Ben Kenobi was on when he was fighting, after he fight Grievous, that little thing that was a lizard looking thing, but theirs was like made out of skeleton. It was crawling, and then when they got to the rock, these things' teeth were shaped like this big circular saw, and so it would drill through the dirt. And so it drilled through the dirt all the way up to the top of the desert. And then Aquaman was fighting the people off because Orm needed to get to the water to get his strength back. And so he finally climbed to the water, and he laid down, and just when the people was getting ready to stab him, the water came over him. When the water came over him, man, he was big and muscle bound and stuff, and then he and Aquaman, they just start kicking butt or kicking stuff. And so they got away, they swam back to where the mother was at, and they started making plans on how to track down Aquaman. So they went to this place, I forget what they call it, the Pirates Graveyard or something, and this where all the pirates in the world would go, and they would make their businesses and get assigned different things to do and stuff. And it was this old fish thing that I guess was like the king of, I think they call him Kingfish. And then they act like Ocean Master act like he had captured Aquaman to try to use him as a bargaining chip. But then, of course, the man, the Kingfish, tried to double cross him, and then of course Orm and Aquaman had to kick their butt, and Aquaman got him like this giant fishbowl over his head, and then he slowly let out the water, and as he was letting out the water, it was starting to suffocate the Fish King, and the Fish King told him where they could find Orm and stuff, and then he busted the fish bowl so he could breathe, and they got away, and they went to different places. Then they met with Aquaman's and Orm's mother, and she pretty much told them, look, that she always dreamed of them fighting side by side and being brothers and stuff and all this kind of stuff. And she kind of made him promise. She made them promise each other to watch their backs and stuff. But there was always that tension in between them because Orm was mad at Aquaman for taking the kingdom, and Aquaman was like, really, I didn't want this, man. I just did it because you were such a butthole. And he's like, I really didn't want this, man. He said, you can have it. He said, you did all this kind of stuff. You didn't really want it. He said, nope. The only reason I did it because you was a butthole, and I had to save the earth. I had to save the land dwellers. And so Orm kind of looked at him a little bit differently. But then they had this green stuff. Okay, let me back for it. The king, who Aquaman got the trident from in the first one, was the brother to this another king, and it was the Lost Kingdom. But it was like the Kingdom of Black or whatever. And the whole kingdom was black, and it was in the water. And they had this green stuff. I can't think of the name of it. It had a specific name. I'm going to call it kryptonite. They had this kryptonite stuff. But the kryptonite stuff was so deadly, it would kill the people in the water. It would poison their mind and stuff. It was killing the land too. So the king, who Aquaman got the armor from, was like, "Look, you got to destroy this stuff. Because you got to stop using this stuff because it's gonna kill the whole planet. Gonna kill all of us." But that king, he was so obsessed with that stuff, and he done poisoned his mind that nope, there was no cameos. He done poisoned his mind, and if you ever watched that cartoon called Skeleton Warriors, he made this black trident out of some kind of evil black magic, and it was super powerful, almost equal to the trident that Aquaman has now. And he used this black magic. He cursed his whole kingdom, and he turned his whole kingdom into like these zombie things. No cameos because this is the end of the DCU. That's correct. And he made the whole kingdom into zombie things. He made himself just like this giant zombie. It looked like Skeleton Wars. If you go back that side, look. And the only way they were able to stop him was that king, the good king, froze him in some kind of spell, and he used his blood to make this ice spell. And the ice spell, and it made everything. It froze the whole kingdom. It was supposed to lock him in there forever. And the only thing that could break that spell was the bloodline of that kingdom, which was which was Aquaman, Orm, and their mama, and then Aquaman's son. Early in the movie, see Aquaman's son got the same powers that Aquaman has. He could talk to the fish. As a little boy, he was talking to the fish. And Aquaman's like, man, yeah, it's going to be me and you. You're special. We got the same kind of powers and this kind of stuff. And so to fast forward through it all, Black Manta found the trident, and the trident possessed him. And he was able to make his suit even better. He had his super strength, just like Aquaman. He was on par with Aquaman. And he started finding his green stuff, and he started burning it, just destroying it. Because whenever he burned it, it would heat up the earth. Because it had all different kind of storms and all different kind of tropical storms, forest fires. It was just destroying the last fight. Well, who was the last fight? Aquaman and Manta. Yeah, the last fight was fire, because it was his trident versus Aquaman's trident, and that fight scene, it was just as fast as like Obi-Wan and doggone Anakin. I mean, that trident fight, it was a very good trident fight. You do all the spinning and stuff and back and forth, and then he kidnapped the Black Manta kidnapped and almost killed Aquaman's daddy, but he kidnapped the little boy, and he was gonna kill the little boy to break the spell, because it needed somebody in that bloodline. But before he's just about to kill him, the boy sent out one of them psychic things. Like when he talked to the fish, he sent out a psychic help to his daddy, and his daddy knew where he was at, and he stopped him before he killed his son. And then him and Black Manta fight. Like I said, that fight was fire. But then some kind of way Black Manta was able to get the best of him, and then he was about to kill. Well, he beat Aquaman in the blood. Went on this rock, and then the rock was starting to break the spell because of the blood of Aquaman was breaking the spell. And before he could kill, he was about to kill him, then stab him with the trident. Orm stopped him, and then when Orm grabbed the black trident, he was possessed by that evil king. Yeah, you like the trident fight, Fatal. It was dope. And then Orm had the trident, and the trident possessed him. And then he was about to try to kill him. He started fighting Aquaman. He got the best of Aquaman. And then just before he was about to kill him, Aquaman remembered what his mama said. The mama said that y'all gonna stick together. Y'all gonna protect each other and watch out for each other because y'all are brothers. So him and Orm was fighting over the trident. And Orm didn't want to give it up because Orm wanted to be his own king too. This knucklehead left the light on. Hold on. Sorry about that. So when Orm and him was fighting over it, then he finally said, "Orm, I'm your brother, and I love you. Give me the trident, let it go." And then Orm let the trident go, and then the ghost left out of Orm. But for some reason, the ghost couldn't possess Aquaman. I don't know, because he was the king or whatever. And so Aquaman took the trident and he threw it, and like he was about to kill the evil king, but the evil king caught it. And he was like, "Ah, yeah, I got you." And then he was about to start doing something with the causing a spell, and then Orm threw Aquaman his trident, the strong trident, the king's trident. And Aquaman did some kind of crazy thing and flip it and say some kind of Samoan thing, or Rika or something. And he threw it and it showed in slow motion like Zack Snyder does it. And it went through and it broke the entire trident all the way up. The entire trident that was in the king's hand and broke it and it stabbed him and killed him and destroyed the whole kingdom. And everything was coming down and it was trying to get out of there and they was able to get out of there. And at the end, they reunited on this big iceberg. And Dolph Lundgren, he didn't trust Orm, but then Orm saved his life earlier in the movie and restored his trust. And then they were supposed to take Orm back to jail, but then Aquaman said, "Well, I guess in all this calamity, you died because he couldn't find you." And then Miro said, "Yep, all this ice and stuff, man, we couldn't find the body. So, as far as you know, you dead." And he said, "I thank y'all and I appreciate y'all for letting me go." And then he talked to, this was really, it was touching because he told Aquaman, he said, "You're not a bad king like you think." He said, "You fight for what you want to know." He said, "And you're not too proud to ask for help even from your worst enemy, which was me." He said, "You are my brother and I love you. And that trust your judgment, trust your guts." And he said, "A king always bridges." It's a earlier joke, but a king always makes bridges and stuff because early in the movie they were running from something, and it was a statue of a king, and Aquaman pushed it down, and they made a bridge so they could get over to run from the things that were trying to kill them. But if you watch the movie, it's a very good movie. I'm not gonna say it's the best. It's not. I like it a little bit better than the first one. I think it's not gonna make $1 billion, but they had some touching parts in there. The only thing that was annoying that some of the jokes that Aquaman was trying to do. Oh, dog, this is better than Rebel Moon, bro. It's better than Rebel Moon, and I really wanted Rebel Moon to be good because I'm a Zack Snyder fan. People I was talking to about that, I'm gonna quickly go to Rebel Moon and come back, but I love Zack Snyder's slow motion. I love that. 300 is my favorite movie that Zack Snyder ever made because when you see the things in slow motion, you can see all the detail, all the emotion on their face, and it's cool when you see a really badass move done in slow motion. So that don't bother me, but some people don't like that. Um, um, I just think even the concept of even saying it, people were saying it that it's gonna be the Star Wars killer. I'm like, no, it ain't Star Wars killer. It ain't close to Star Wars. Maybe the last three, yep. Maybe the last three Star Wars, I'll give you that. It's better than the last three Star Wars, I'll give you that. But it's not better than the prequels. It's not better than the originals. I didn't mind the slow motion at all. And I told Lonzo this because Lonzo watched it before I did. I got up at Friday. Friday I had to go to Greenville, and it's upstate, about 2 hours from my house. And we got up at 0:30, me and my family, because I said, look, we need to get on the road, try to beat this traffic. So I got up about 6:30, started going through my routine and all kind of stuff. We got on the road right at 9:15, and I drove the 2 hours all the way there. Then we went to eat. Then I came back, so I done had that driving, getting up early, eating, so the itis sit in, and I sit down and watch Rebel Moon. And I watched the first 30 minutes, and I was like, ugh. Then I woke up, and it was like almost like where they had found all the people, the fighters, where they had captured them in them crab-like things and had them all bind up, and then the guy was getting ready to try and kill a girl, Nora or whatever her name is, and I saw that. But then I went back and I watched it all, from where I went to sleep to now, and the movie, it wasn't bad. Rebel Moon was not bad. I can't sit here and say it was bad because I've seen worse. I've seen a whole lot better. I would give it a 6. That was my ranking. I think it was 6.5. I definitely think Aquaman 2 was better. I give Aquaman 2 7.5. But the thing I didn't like about Rebel Moon, well, I saw a lot of influences from Rebel Moon. I saw the Magnificent Seven. Like if you watch the Magnificent Seven, even the original one or the one with Denzel Washington, where Denzel Washington character was recruited by that woman who The bad man came to the city, to the little town, killed a bunch of the people, and said, "I'm coming back, such such such, and I want this, this, and this." And so she went out and she took a little bit of money they had, and she recruited Denzel Washington. Then he recruited somebody else. Then they went and recruited somebody else. And they had these 7 fighters that come back and try to defend the town. That's the same thing, one of the same premises. When I saw, I said, "Man, that's the Magnificent Seven right there." Um, I saw parts of, I think, A New Hope, like when they went to the cantina part and they was fighting and stuff. Um, I was like, that looks kind of like New Hope. I saw a little bit of Battlefield Earth in some of this thing. I saw a little bit um, like Dune. I saw some influences from what's the thing with Harrison Ford. It was a lot of things. Major, I give Aquaman 2 a B minus. That's not bad. And Nick said I give Aquaman 2 a 7 out of 10. I'm with you on that, man. This movie was not bad. Let me ask y'all too, Major and Anik, have y'all watched Rebel Moon yet? I say that it's better than Rebel Moon. Rebel Moon isn't bad, but it needed a lot more work. I even said I saw shades of Harry Potter, and when I saw Harry Potter, it was like that bird-like thing that the guy had to break. It looked like something, one of them things off of Harry Potter. Let me know, Anik, when you watch it. I like Aquaman 2 better than Rebel Moon. And like I said, Rebel Moon wasn't bad. Not yet. We'll check it out. Yeah, check that out, and then let me know when we talk. We'll probably get back together Wednesday on the show to hang out. So let me know. But yeah, Aquaman 2. I definitely think if you have a comic book movie, they called it Griffin. Yeah, that's some off of Harry Potter. To me, Rebel Moon had a lot of influences. It had some Dune influences. It had Battlefield Earth influences. It had that Magnificent Seven. It had a lot of different influences. I like Zack Snyder's the way he uses, like when he does his cape. I remember when she get off the ship, she did a cape and it was like flapping in the wind. And he does that effect with the cape. I like the slow motion stuff. I like that. I don't think he used it too much. To me, it's cool. It's a cool effect. I thought it was really cool that shot when that Griffin threw him off his back, and he was on the cliff, and then he started running, and he jumped in the air, and when they showed it in slow motion, and like for a minute they kind of paused it like for a split second. Then next thing you know, he jumped on him. I thought it was a cool scene, man. So it had some very cool effects. I think the fight between her and the bad guy was a little underwhelming. It could have been a little bit more. I don't know. It missed something. She definitely messed him up. I'm telling you that, but it could have been a little bit better, I think. I didn't like the fact that the guy that played Cyclops, not Cyclops, but Cyborg, I didn't recognize it was him until after the fact. Ray Fisher. I didn't like him getting killed, but I didn't like seeing Jax being bad either, because Jax, Charlie Hunnam, that played the not smuggler, but the bounty hunter that betrayed him at the end. I like him. I always see him as Jax. Everything he played, man, and Jax was one of my favorite characters on the Sons of Anarchy. But I'm ready to see part 2, Rebel Moon. Maybe he can take the criticisms now and maybe make it better. Make it better. I don't know whether he's shot it all or in a position to do some reshoots. I don't know. But it has a lot. It has a lot of ground to capture if they're talking about being a Star Wars killer, because it is not. Maybe, like I said, the last 3 episodes, the sequels, not the sequels, but the sequels maybe, but it definitely doesn't meet the prequels in my book, and it doesn't meet the originals. Because to me, Revenge of the Sith is my top one. You're talking about Charlie Hunnam, not Chris Hunnam. Charlie Hunnam, I think that's his name. Charlie Hunnam, the guy that played Jax. He was the one that betrayed him at the end. I think his name is Charlie. Charlie Hunnam. Yeah, it's Charlie. Yeah. Yeah, Charlie Hunnam. He played Jax in the Sons of Anarchy. He's one of my favorite actors, man. But if you are a comic book movie fan, I'm not talking about this DC and MCU stuff. I'm rocking Firestorm you see today. So like I said, I don't agree with the way they did Jonathan Majors, MCU. So right now I'm a little mad at the MCU. I don't think they had to fire the man like that. And that's just my opinion. You might not agree with it. You might say, Danny, it's business. You know good and well they weren't going to keep him. Yeah, you're absolutely right. I don't have to like it though. All I'm saying is right now I can't control nobody else's dollar on this planet except mine. And I'm saying for the foreseeable future, I'm going to not go see an MCU movie unless, and I said this is the caveat for a while, unless it's Black Panther 3. When they make Black Panther 3, then all bets are off. I'm going to see that because I'm going to support every Black Panther movie just because that's one of my favorite characters. Some people hate Wakanda Forever. I thought it was dope. I watched it several times. It got several of my dollars. And when we do the ranking, it always makes my top 10. So, hey, that's just me. So, you won't like it. Hey, speaking of that, if the WB or James Gunn was to sign him, there is a black version of Firestorm that Mr. Majors could play. He could play Black Lightning. He could play Green Lantern. He could play Steel. So there are plenty of characters for him to play. So, hey, let a little bit of time pass. Let some of this heat die down. Let the next person get in the crosshairs. And I said pick Jonathan Majors up, James Gunn, and baby roll with him because I'm definitely going to support him, whatever he does. Well, I appreciate everybody that was in here, man. Y'all gave me some fantastic questions and feedback. I definitely appreciate it. What's up, Keely Chow? Fatal J, thank you for the support, brother. I definitely appreciate it. He said the end fight was lackluster. I agree. It could have been better. I like the bad guy though, General whatever his name was. He was. I was trying to figure out what was them things leeching on. Was that some kind of sexual thing or something? I didn't quite get that part. But I did a double feature day of Wonka and Aquaman 2. How was Wonka? I didn't think that was gonna be too good. Ain't nothing that really grabbed my attention. But I did see in the trailer the Bob Marley movie. That guy that played the bad guy in Secret Invasion. He is killing it as Bob Marley. I'm definitely gonna check that out. I think it is Could You Be Loved is the name of the movie. I'm gonna check that out. That trailer looked really good. Merry Christmas to you, Keely Chow. Thank you for dropping by. Thank you all for dropping by. And this is your first time ever viewing my channel, I'm going to ask you to please, please, please subscribe. Please hit that notification bell because I don't want you to miss any material that I upload in the future. Also, give me a thumbs up. That helps me out with the YouTube algorithm. And also, leave me a comment. If you leave me a comment, I will definitely read it and get back to you. I try to upload the shows every Monday morning, every Wednesday morning, every Friday morning. My channel is called The Road to Wisdom, but I try to give you enlightenment for as a word of the day, a quote of the day, and a scripture of the day, and I also give you my 2 cents. I weigh in on that particular word or particular phrase that I talk about. I definitely appreciate everyone that has subscribed and watched me. Like I said, yeah, Anik Jones, yeah, that Bob Marley trail looks good. Yeah, it really did. It looked good. I'm ready to check that out. You're welcome. Yeah, and definitely check me out. Like I said, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Cowboys lost. Yes. Yes. You have made my day. I hate them Cowboys. I can't wait to watch Skip Bayless come on the show and hit those papers like he always do and howl not about them Cowboys. What I want. And old boy, he's going to give it to him. By a field goal. Thank you, Lord. Keely Chow. Yes. I'm telling y'all this. It ain't that I hate the Cowboys. I hate their fans. I'm going to tell you why I hate their fans. Because their fans are so delusional. I'm sorry, Fredo. Maybe not one of the delusional fans. But the fans are so, they get on my nerve. Every year they talking about we going to this, we going to that, and they can't make it. They can't make it. You either hate or love the fan. I like you, bro. But other fans, there's 2 Cowboy fans I like. My best friend's a Cowboy fan, and now Fiddle says he's a Cowboy fan, so I like y'all. But I'm telling you, the rest of the fans, they're crazy because in the event that the Cowboys go to a Super Bowl in my lifetime, we're going to have to leave this planet because they're going to act a plum donkey. They're going to act like this is the best thing that has ever happened. And they ain't sniffed a Super Bowl in over 20 something years. I am a delusional Cowboy fan, bro. I heard the color purple had one of the fastest precincts. Yeah, the color purple is going to be fantastic. I would go see it. I'm just not a fan of musicals. I don't. Ugh. All that singing the whole 2 hours. We always say we're going to Super Bowl. Yeah, y'all always do, bro. Y'all, you ain't lying about that. If we ever win the Super Bowl again, we're going to brag about all year for the rest of the time. And you're gonna be all year, all time. If Dallas Cowboys go to Super Bowl this year, next year, whatever, for the rest of their lives, that's all we're gonna hear. Yeah, 27 years, but in 2023, guess what? Guess what? Guess what? 2024, guess what? I just want to do this. Shh. Be quiet. You're not good. You can't win the games when it counts. So shh until you win the game. That's what I'm telling them. But hey, their misery is my candy because we got some Dallas Cowboy fans. I went to my cousin's house today to pick up some barbecue, and his entire Christmas tree was decorated with Dallas Cowboy stuff on it. I look at him, I was like, really? You can't be a gram with that right there. He's like, what are you talking about? I ain't put enough on there. I said, no, you put too much on the Christmas tree. Cowboy stuff? No. If the Cowboys win the championship, I'm not watching football for 3 years. I ain't going that far. I'm going to watch football. But Cowboys and the Chiefs, I'm about tired of going. I'm tired of the Cowboys for one reason. I'm tired of the Chiefs for other reason. And I got a friend of mine. Y'all probably know him. Some of y'all know him. Chris Knight. I love him. We've been friends for a while. Ever since I came on YouTube, probably going on 4 years now. We tried to tell you, Chris, if you're watching this, y'all shouldn't have got rid of Tyreek Hill. You should have paid the man his money. Like old boy said in Rounders, paid that man his money. He won. He beat me straight up. Paid that man his money. Y'all should have paid that man his money. Because they didn't figure out Travis Kelce. You ain't got no other running back, other receivers that's a threat. So you made a mistake. And right now, Miami is benefiting off of it because Miami, I'm thinking it's going to be Miami and the 49ers. Either Miami and the 49ers going or either going to be the Ravens and the 49ers. One of the two. I don't see nobody beating the 49ers. They got they got a four-headed monster. You got Debo. You got Ayuk. You got Kittle. And you got that running back, McCaffrey. You can't stop all four of them. It's a pick your poison. It's a pick your poison. If I want to stop McCaffrey, then I'm going to let Ayuk go wide. If I stop Ayuk, then Debo Samuel's going to go crazy. If I stop Debo Samuels, then Kills is going to go crazy. So it's a pick your poison. Which one? Because you can't contain all four of them. There you just can't. So they are the most complete team I've seen in NFL in a while. So whoever playing them, boy, you're going to be in for a long day. They're in for a long day. What preview did you see at the theater that piqued your interest? Kung Fu Panda? No. I'm trying to think of what did I see at the theater. I know the Bob Marley definitely piqued my attention. I'm trying to think. They showed about 6. They showed that one with the teddy bear, but I ain't big into horror. I think it's called Imaginary. The teddy bear is possessed or something. I ain't too into horror. I like the regular movies, but I ain't into that. But we almost been here an hour, man. That's as long as I want to take. Cause I know people watching football, man, and don't want to listen and talk to me all day and all night. But man, I'm just gonna say this before I get here. Go watch Aquaman. If you are a fan of comic book movies, go watch Aquaman. I don't think you will feel like you waste your money because I didn't feel like I wasted my money. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I enjoyed it just as much as I did Black Adam. Even though Black Adam didn't do well at the box office, but to me it was a fun movie. And Aquaman is a fun movie. I definitely think it's going to make more than the Marvels. I definitely think it's going to make more than the Marvels. So I'm curious to see what the weekend figure is going to be. And I think it's going to do well because a lot of families like to go and watch movies after Christmas. Tomorrow's Christmas, and I know a couple friends at where I work at. They're going to watch movies tomorrow. They do it every year after Christmas, so I think it may get some of those movies. Looks good in that movie. If Aquaman 2 was my top 2 DC movie in the last 2 years, I can concur with that. I can concur with that. Aquaman 2 was better than Black Adam. Certain aspects of it was, yeah. I'll say Aquaman 2 is 1A, Black Adam is 1B. I'll give you that. Yeah, Aquaman 2 was a little better than Black Adam. I'll give you that. Yeah, and one thing they did, I'm glad you brought that up. They stole some MCU stuff because at the end he was like, and I'm Aquaman. I was like, that's straight like when Tony Stark said, I'm Iron Man. And they did a little bit of Black Panther too because they told the whole world that Atlantis is a lot, that what Atlantis is, and they exposed themselves, and they offered to use their science and stuff with the surface dwellers and that kind of stuff. So they stole certain aspects of the MCU. They stole the Black Panther when Wakanda revealed itself to the world. They revealed themselves to the world. And at the end, Aquaman made this big speech like Tony Stark did, and then he said at the end, I'm Aquaman, and went off and laughing and stuff. It wasn't as cheesy as people made Aquaman 2 seem, and it wasn't too comedic. Some of the jokes was a little kind of get on my nerves after a while, but it wasn't bad. I would go see it again. I would pay another $11 to go see it. I definitely would. Marvel is too damn comedic for my liking. This was kind of comedic too. Aquaman was landing some jokes. I thought I could hear the jumps. At some of the jokes, like, okay, you're being too funny now. Let's go ahead and get to the movie. But other than that, man, it was a good movie. And having said that, now I am truly getting up out of here. I will see y'all next week. If I haven't told you, y'all please have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And I hope you many, many more. Until next time, take it easy. Peace.